Welcome to Settled on the Field, Olympic edition. The torch is lit and it's en route to Paris. They lit it. It's been 69 days since they lit the torch. 10,000 torch bearers heading towards Paris. It's going to all culminate on July 26th with the opening ceremonies. There's 10,500 athletes this year in the Paris Olympics.
Whoa.
Perfect parity. 5,250 men, 5,250 women.
Wow, you couldn't have planned that any better, could you, Paris?
I don't think you could.
Stage 61 of the torch relay.
Yes, correct. Thank you. And so we're getting ready. This is going to be the third time Paris has hosted the Olympics. It's been 100 years. They did it in 1900, 1924, and now 2024.
I like that. I like
100 years later. That's wild.
32 sports represented with 329 medaled events.
That's a lot. That's a lot. How are we going to keep up?
We're just going to keep refreshing our browsers and,
329, that's official?
329 is what I got. We're taking that as official as it comes.
All right. It's a lot.
It all opens, though, July 24th with some football.
Little football.
Copa American champion Argentina versus Morocco. Messi. But
Messi. Although, is he okay? Because he did not look good the other day.
Not too often you see a soccer player crying for really crying, not just pretend crying.
Yeah, that ankle. Did you see that ankle? Did not look good.
Live and during the replays, I saw nothing. And then I saw another angle of it later, and it looks horrible.
It looked really bad. It was like, oh, now I know why he's crying.
What else is interesting about the July 24th opening? Not only is Copa American champion Argentina playing Morocco at 9 a.m., Euro 2024 champion Spain opens against Uzbekistan at the same exact time. So both of the European champion and the American champions on the pitch.
That may be the lock of the week. España over Uzbekistan.
That might be it. Are you allowed to bet on the Olympics?
I think that's the only reason the Olympics are still around.
I'm going to be looking that up while we're on this show.
I think that you are right. That might be the lock of the week.
That's a lock.
So there's a lot of sports to pay attention to. A couple of the new ones we talked about earlier and Settled on the Field. Breaking opens up August 9th and 10th.
Ooh, that's my birthday. I'll be watching.
Birthday.
I'm excited. Breaking on my birthday.
I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, to see a battle or someone go and then the next person go, it's just gonna be. It's exciting to even.
And you heard it here first on Settled on the Field. No one was talking about breaking back in March.
Yeah, that's right. Except us. That's right.
Also, August 5th and 10th is sports climbing.
Piper
Kelly.
Let's get him. Indiana girl. Let's go get him. When is surfing? Does anyone know when surfing starts?
Oh, we can get that information for you.
Because I'm looking forward to the surfing. I've got a little more info on surfing a little bit
What
later.
got about surfing?
Climbing and speed climbing.
Yeah.
That's right. So, Jeb, tell us about your shirt.
Boundary Field, South Bend, Indiana, home of the Giants. So playing a little men's baseball league. Sappy Moppets Baseball is out on a walk today, and we're building a field right downtown South Bend by the Boys and Girls Club. They're having a boys and girls or a girls softball clinic coming up at our new field.
Hold on. Are you building a field or are you renovating a historical field?
Southeast Park, right over by the Boys and Girls Club. There's a fire station back there, Ivy Tech in South Bend. Yeah. So Southeast Park, they are building a field. So I just was out on a walk with my wife, and I saw the head of our league, Matt Ensley, was stopping at one of the players in our league's house that's helping with the field, and they were pulling out equipment because the backstop is going in this weekend.
Nice. Very nice.
So yep, they had some netting and whatnot getting prepared to put up this weekend.
When does the league start?
It's going. The Lowell Porters, that's my team. We're looking real solid so far, undefeated. Championship though is like the weekend after Labor Day, I believe, and that's when they're trying to play the championship is going to be the first game ever played there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Perfect. That's the goal.
Good luck getting there. Well, you better be on Foundry Field for that championship game.
That'd be cool, man.
That'd be cool.
The left field wall is a train. The train comes over a viaduct there. So the viaduct wall, they got this awesome mural. I mean, it's kind of similar to like this. These guys are all on there. And it's really cool, man. And so it's painted on there. CB Gavin, he's the athletic director at South Bend Riley. One of the greatest baseball players in South Bend history. He has a huge mural of him on there. Cool stuff.
Very cool.
Check it out.
Yep.
Well, I wanted to bring you the Flava of the day. And the Flava of the day is Flava Flav. Yeah. I couldn't find my clock necklace, but I did find that our boy, Flava Flav, has signed a 5-year sponsorship deal with not only the women's water polo team, but also the men's water polo team. So he is the official hype man for the men's and women's USA water polo team. And when I say he signed a deal, that doesn't mean that they're paying him. He is paying them. Yeah. They needed money to make it to the Olympics. They want... Okay, now let me just go back a minute.
What time is it?
The women's water polo team has won gold the past 3 Olympics. So they are going now for number 4. And they're saying, why isn't our sport catching on? We're winning gold every year. We're dominating. And Flava Flav was like, you are right. You need a hype man. And I am here for you. So
nice.
Follow Flava Flav on X. I follow him on X. He liked my post.
He liked the post today.
He liked it. And he is hyping up all the players. So if you're interested in finding out who the water player girls and guys are, yes, Kruep.
So 5 years, he's guaranteeing to be the hype man in LA.
This is true. Yes, you're right. So
strategy we haven't seen.
That is a good strategy. But now, I mean, I'm just impressed by him because let me tell you what else I learned about Flava Flav today. He went out when Red Lobster was shutting down and bought the entire menu of Red Lobster. I don't know if it was just one location, I assume, and was trying to start a movement, save the Cheddar Bay biscuits. And I am with him on this tip.
Hey, now, I just ate at a place called Fiery Crab, and it was good, but I don't know Cheddar Bay biscuits.
No. Now, I don't, unfortunately, it was probably a little too late for the Red Lobster. But I think he needs to just start like selling Cheddar Bay biscuits at the Olympics or something. I don't know. But anyways, I'm just impressed by him. Always impressed by him. You know, he's a champion for USA. So I do have some basic rules of water polo for you because I wasn't sure how much we all knew about water polo. So one thing, the general size of the pool is 7 feet deep. So you're not allowed to stand up in the pool. So it's always 7 feet deep. If you're, for some reason, playing in a pool that's not 7 foot deep, then they kind of let it go. But you are not supposed to stand in the pool. If a player pushes the ball underwater while they have it, the opposing team gets the ball. So can't have it. Can't be doing that. Players can only use one hand to hold the ball, except for the goalie. Holding also includes lifting, carrying, or touching the ball, but not dribbling. Stop an opponent who.
Zach Eady can't play and just like pretty much touch the whole time.
Yeah, Zach Eady is out of luck, I guess. They got to make a special pool for him.
This might be the best sport. All right. In 1956, the water polo schedulers had a little something up their sleeve. 3 weeks prior, there was a Soviet Union invasion of Hungary. So who do you think was in the pool? The Soviet Union versus Hungary. They came out, and the customary, there would be a handshake of these two guys not touching the bottom of the pool, but no handshake. Oh, it was on. Now, look, the Hungarians had been out of the political noise that there may or may not have been in 1956, like they didn't get the telegram or something, because they were training in Czechoslovakia. But when they showed up, they could tell something was up, and they probably got a little wording. There was a Soviet player who hit the Hungarian captain in the eye, and that was their captain, Ervin Zador. Blood started spewing, and a brawl broke out. So, an easy match like U.S. versus Greece in the opener. I'm gonna go with the U.S. as the favorites, and I'm back in Flava Flav.
That's right.
How about the name of the Olympics? Hands down, literally hands down. Handball player from France. Her name. She plays in her home country Olympics. Me line, no candy.
What?
Handball.
Spell that.
Me line, no candy.
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't know if that's a real name or not, but I'll challenge you with a nickname, and that's a boxer, female boxer out of Cleveland, $1 Million Mo.
Yeah, Mo.
I mean, that's got to be the greatest nickname I've heard in a while. I don't know about this candy person, but that's pretty legit if that's a real name.
Me line, no candy.
No candy. No candy. No candy. No candy. No candy. I mean, $1 Million Mo.
No soup for you.
She's just lucky.
She's not just lucky. Did you know that $1 Million Mo started boxing when she was 16? And I seen an interview on her, and they said, "What are you going to do if someone hit you? They catch you?" She said, "Well, it's not complicated. If she hits me, I'm just going to hit her back. And if she catches me with one, my plan is to hit her with 6. So you better just know that I'm coming." She's out there making Cleveland proud.
When she wins the gold, dude, we got to get her settled on the field.
Coming for you, $1 Million Mo.
Spencer's got a Olympian to tell us about.
All right, let's hear it, Spence.
My Olympian is Christian Faulkner. Christian Faulkner was a 2016 Harvard graduate. Before pursuing biking, which she does now, she was a successful rower for Harvard Radcliffe's lightweight team. Once she graduated, she let go of rowing and picked up a passion for biking. Today, the Alaska native is the 2024 national champion of the pro road race. She has not 2 but 3 Grand Tour stage wins and many other massive W's. She's going to be representing the U.S. on Team Pursuit starting on August 6th. It's safe to say we'll be cheering her on as she embarks on the journey to gold.
That is safe to say. Okay, wait. So she was a rower first? Is that what you said?
Uh-huh.
Rower,
Yeah.
become biker.
Just picked up Team Pursuit and is going to the Olympics.
Uh-huh.
What is Team Pursuit?
It's a shorter event made up of 3 women that go simultaneously for aerodynamics, apparently. They have to bike 3 kilometers, and then the final time that they take to score them off of is the last person to finish. So their person to finish the 3 kilometers.
So I think, is it like they kind of they ride behind each other and they switch places so that like one person's kind of leading the charge, and then they can constantly switch places, right? I mean, I think that's how that works.
And it looks like it's timed, so it's not like you're racing against another team. It looks like they're timed.
They're constantly in pursuit of
So, and that's on one
crazy.
of those indoor cycling tracks. It looks like the roller derby track, kind of.
Oh, okay.
That angle.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the cycling?
Yeah.
Where so you want to be second because of the aerodynamics. So have you ever seen the cycling where they just like turn their tire and just sit there and wait for the other guy to go ahead of him.
Yeah, yeah, I see that.
So like,
It's like the
they'll
Indianapolis
literally
500. You don't want to
they'll
be in
just-
first with 2 laps to go.
right. They'll just stop and like be completely still, waiting for the other person to go past them.
And then
And
catch
then
up.
the other guy
Scary.
won't go, so they'll wait too.
In Indy, we have the velodrome, that's right over there near your house, Bill. Have you ever gone check that out? And it's I think it's like one of the only velodromes like certainly in Indiana.
It's going in the
And
you got to go there.
that place is really cool over there.
You've been there?
But so Ian took a bike, they also have like a skating park and BMX bike track, I'll call it. And Ian took those lessons when he was younger. He used to be like a trickster. And then I wish he would have been good at it. He didn't keep it up though. But it's right there in that same velodrome area. I think it's on Marion University campus.
Hey, so I got to stand corrected. Remember last week when we talked about field hockey, and you've never heard of anybody that's played field hockey or done anything in field hockey?
Except for the people on the Ball State team that I didn't know, but yes.
Yeah.
Well, so Aaron Matson at North Carolina, 4-time NCAA champion, graduates from North Carolina and becomes the head coach as a first year out of college, coaching the girls that she played with, and turned around and won another national championship. I was talking to my neighbor about it. He's like, yeah, I know I've watched field hockey. The girl from Carolina, and he busted out. He knew right what her name was. And
I remember seeing that story of her getting hired. I didn't it wasn't.
Won the national championship 4 times as a player, and now right out of college, champion coach.
Okay, that leads me to a question. Is lacrosse an Olympic sport?
In 2028,
It will be.
I believe it's either one or it's going to be an exhibition. So they were saying that they got to get the time down to under 2 hours.
Oh,
because
really?
That's kind of a Olympic necessity.
It's like an Olympic rule. You got to be under 2 hours. I've never heard that.
Baseball.
So baseball and softball and karate are the 3 sports that got the chop. Literally chopped.
The karate chopped out of here.
They do have taekwondo, and I saw a piece about CJ Nicholas, who's been doing taekwondo since he was 3 years old, and he's going over to the Olympics. You know what his secret is? He's got a secret playlist in his music that he listens before the match, and he won't tell anybody what it is. He mixes up. He comes out with a different hairstyle. He's got his own secret playlist. He comes out and taekwondo somebody up.
I'm very interested now. Like, I wonder if he changes the playlist every time, or is it like classical music or
multiple genres, classical, hip hop, aren't making it to the Olympics. Why would you change it?
Okay, so when I was looking at who made the water polo team and who made the surfing team, I bet you could bet that the majority of everyone was from California. There were a few that are not from California on the water polo team, but just about everybody is from California. So my question for both of you is, if you grew up in California, do you think you'd be a surfer? Do you think you'd be a surfer if you grew up in California?
Is that what's the B? You got to give us the rest.
Well, B, okay. It's kind of a 2-part question. Okay. Or do you think you'd be more inclined to be a water polo player? Or maybe you'd do both. I don't know.
Well, I think I would be a surfer if I lived near the beach. But if
in this scenario, you live near the beach.
I would be a water polo player. I played water polo when I took swimnastics at Ball State University.
I took that too, 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., something ridiculous.
Sport and the funnest thing that we did. Water polo is very fun. Obviously, it's tiring. Team game.
What? I'm trying to find it.
What about you, Jeb? Would you be a surfer? You think you would have been a surfer if you grew up on the beach in California? Or might the sharks hold you back?
I don't think I'd be a surfer. I would probably have been like a regular sport, baseball, because you can play it all year round.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to think, like, I would like to think I'd be a surfer, because it seems like awesome. But I also think I would be scared. I'm scared of those waves.
Yeah, like
that is like, if you can't get out, it's like certain death.
You hit the coral, Point Break. Not every surfer is a badass like it's Point Break. I mean, half of them are losers. I'm sorry to say, but you can't do anything, so you're just going to go out in the water and waste your time.
Okay,
they can
but
surf and I can't. But hey, I could also just stand in the corn.
I think they're brave. I think they're brave.
All right.
I mean, they might also just be dumb. I don't know.
You gotta have a little negativity here. They're not all like superior Olympic athletes just because they're out there surfing.
Well, of course not. But I'm saying you got to be somewhat brave to even go out there.
Griffin's legit.
Griffin Colapinto is the guy to look out for. He grew up in San Clemente, and his dad actually had a surfing school on the beach and started when he was like a year old. So I say like he was pretty much born to be a surfer. He's got a little brother named Crosby who is up and coming as well. So he's the guy I'm gonna keep my eye on. So Spencer, what are you excited to watch on the Olympics?
Well, personally, I'm pretty excited to watch the diving because it's cool to see how they like freestyle, how many flips they do.
Yes, cool. I do like the diving, and I love the synchronized diving because that takes even up a level.
Do you like the platform high diving or the low springboard where they get?
Definitely high diving.
Yeah. I kind of like the springboard because Greg Louganis hit his head back in the day. Like that was one of the best memories of the Olympics.
I mean, it happened.
That is what you think of when you think of that is like one of the stories I think of when I think of the Olympics.
I like the platform, but specifically when they start in a handstand. Yeah. You take your time, you get in a handstand, and you're just holding it. And you're like, I can handstand for like a month, but watch this. And then sometimes they go this way, and sometimes they just fall. It's amazing.
I know, and it's scary. It is scary. Like, we saw him hit his head. It could easily happen again, but that is also... That is badassery. Like, just being able to do a handstand is pretty amazing to me.
If I saw someone on the low bouncy diving board do the triple Lindy, like they did in back to school, I would lose it.
Yeah. I always like the diving because the judges are so like the announcers are always like, oh, the Russian judge again not coming through, or yeah. This Italian judge is just completely off his rocker. Like,
yeah, you never know what they're going to be harping on either. Like, is it the splash? Is it the entry? They didn't
Her back was a little arched. Yeah, I do like some diving. There's so much to look forward to this summer.
So what I would like to see from diving, though, is kind of what they're going to do with the, I think it's called the marathon swimming. Okay. Is have it in the ocean or in a lake or somewhere that's not a pool. Like you see these, I don't know if you've ever seen it in person in Jamaica or something, people like rock diving and they're going into the water. That is very impressive. And it's not just because, it's just the scenery is better. So I'm going to throw you another old school throwback to here. Like we were all impressed with the pool in Lucas Oil. And the Olympics were so impressed with the pool inside of Lucas Oil Stadium that they're going to do it again in LA. But they used to have the events in the Bay of Z back in the 1896 Olympic Games in Athens, the Bay of Z, and the water temperature was 55 degrees. The waves were 12 feet.
All right. You just hit the nail on the head. I mean, these people were badasses. Okay.
So, like, I don't care if you're Mike, I don't like Michael Phelps because he's tall. Like, I feel like he can jump in and touch the wall faster than I can, even if I'm faster than him swimming. So, like, if I want to see him swimming in 55 degrees in waves of 12 feet, like a 15-year-old Hungarian, Alfred Hayhos, did in 1896, this gentleman's dad had died. He died drowning in the Danube River.
Oh, my.
So he was afraid to die, and that's the only reason he was able to swim in 55-degree, 12-foot seas. because he didn't want to die and he just swam fast. That's an Olympian. That's a gold medal winner right there.
That is adrenaline, and I mean that would be another way to do it. Throw some people in the sea that don't know how to swim. Let's see if you can make it.
So marathon swimming or like 100 meters or like diving, I just wish it was in a natural setting. It's not that too far-fetched.
I think that'd be cool. That would be very cool. Especially a lake, okay? If we put you in the sea, maybe you're gonna get ate by a shark. Be bad for the Olympics. But if I put you in Lake Michigan, you can swim across.
They could do the natural Olympics, and so like you would just have like running races in the street and
Yeah.
pole
I like
vault,
running from a bowl.
yeah, pole vault over a fence. Like you don't make it, it hurts.
Professional
rodeoing. That would be awesome.
I like this idea.
Archery, they could show them
if
like
they're changing things and they're having these example sports or whatever the phrase is, like
exhibitions.
Just combine the ideas. Pole vaulting over the Berlin Wall. I don't know.
I'm ready for some table tennis, though. This is going to be awesome.
I think Andy Stoner could have been a table tennis Olympian.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know that I ever beat him, but if I did ever beat him, it was like a major celebration on Preston Drive. Like shirt might have came off.
I mean, I would imagine. I played several good players throughout my time in the Navy, like in deployment and all that, but nobody was as good as Andy. And I hadn't seen him play since he was like 13. And so, like, if that dude would have stuck with it and never played baseball and did ping pong or table tennis ever since he was 3, like a lot of these Olympians have started the same exact sports when they were 3 or 4 years old. Like,
we were when we were 13, we were in the state finals for baseball down in Jeffersonville during the Olympics, and table tennis was on, and the guy would like throw the ball up really high, and he'd like block his hand and then come underneath to serve it. So it was like and so we all like the rest of the week, because the house we stayed at had a ping pong table, and it was just like,
oh, that's awesome.
It was awesome. Liz, you got a trivia question for us?
Oh, okay. What are 2 sports in the 2028 Olympics that they are discussing eliminating? Not the 2 we already discussed.
All right, so they got rid of baseball and softball this year and karate. So
we're talking summer.
Summer Olympics 2028.
Rhythmic gymnastics.
And rhythmic swimming.
No, and in fact, rhythmic gymnastics is the most popular event in Summer Olympics. I read that earlier today.
No.
Well, I mean, what are you basing that on? Or are they basing that on?
I don't know. The most watched. Yeah. And guess what is the most watched in the Winter Olympics?
Ski jumping.
The luge.
Ice figure skating.
Well,
ice
dancing. This has to do with it's both things, and it has to do with rhinestones. I just listened to a rhythmic gymnast tell me what she was going to pack to go overseas, and that their outfit can weigh up to 2.2 grams depending on the amount of rhinestones.
That seems like that would make it hard for you to do your dance, the floor routine.
If I opened up the screen on my porch right now, catty corner from me is an Airbnb, and they have the American Youth on Parade twirling competitions at Notre Dame every year. And there's a girl over there staying. She was out in the driveway last night throwing up her baton, and the dad's just sitting in the chair drinking beer. It was awesome.
Nice.
It was awesome.
So, the 2 sports, any guesses besides the ones that you already guessed?
Okay, so it's obviously not them, so I'll take my second chance as, let's do, can I look at them real quick?
I mean, I don't know. Go ahead, you look them up. I'm going to say
Is
That's gonna stay.
It's probably not a track and field thing because
Yeah.
that's solid. That's been there for.
And that's a all the time, like a
Yeah.
I think
basketball,
badminton.
basketball, and cricket.
Good
Ooh,
guesses, but no.
basketball would be a good one to get rid of.
I think that would be a good one to get rid of, personally, just because. But I guess they don't get to play against the world. But I'll say this: one of them is a singular sport. You're up against yourself, essentially.
Ooh, archery.
A timed thing.
No, I don't know how to give a hint without giving it away.
Skateboarding.
I pick things up and put things down. Weightlifting.
Okay.
Okay.
Weightlifting,
like, in some form, the oldest freaking Olympic thing that there is, maybe.
Weightlifting and $1 million Mo. I hope you bring it because boxing is also on the list. Now they haven't, according to this, decided for sure, but those are the two they were discussing.
I could see boxing because because of UFC and Taekwondo and all these other types of fighting events that in the Olympics, the gloves, I don't know if they go from whatever the ounces is, but it's like they go from the 8-ounce gloves to the 12-ounce or the 14-ounce, and it's like my head sitting here.
Yeah.
But so Spencer just blew out the torch. So
my light's getting dim. The torch is out. Have we figured out what they're doing with this river and the Eiffel Tower with the lighting?
Oh yeah, I want to hear about who swam in the river. I missed that.
The mayor of Paris, to prove that it's healthy enough for the marathon swimming.
Really?
There's like 1 million people taking deuces in it.
Safety first.
If it's good enough for the mayor, it's good enough for me. All right, folks. Well, there is approximately 1 week until the start of the Olympics, depending on what you call the start. And we are looking forward to it. And tell us what you are excited to watch.
USA.
USA.
Keep dominating USA.
Don't talk about it, be about it.